Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. And as you can tell, I already have inky fingers. I did this video just a little retroactively, so you will see what I'm talking about in just a minute. We are making Peekaboo window journaling cards with scraps, and we're going to use up some scraps. I have already made these. I'm going to show you them. I'm going to give you a little still shot group picture, and then we'll get into how I made them. But I just loved making these, and they used up so many scraps, and I could just continue making them over and over and over again because I still have that many scraps. Now, they have little punched windows out of them, and I will show you how I did that in just a minute. But this is just here's how they look, and this is what I'm going to show you how to create. So y'all have to excuse Aaron in the background. He keeps coming in and out, in and out, in and out. I keep hearing the little ding dong of the door. So here is what I've already created, and then I'll show you what I have in my hand. Here is the little punch outs, and you could use the punched out pieces of each of these cards as something else. Like I just stamped on this and inked around the edges, and so then that piece can be used in our journals also, along with our journaling cards. Here's some that I just haven't done anything else with. You can make little clusters out of the punched out pieces, but we are more focusing on the negative part of our punch outs, and I'll show you what punches I used and everything. This, I know someone will ask me, I finally was attacked by my Tim Holtz trimmer. Yep, I was silly and left the blade arm up and come across to get something off here with this hand instead of just using this hand, and it whacked me good, but I'm good. I knew somebody would ask me about that though, so I wanted to explain that to you. Now make sure to use the hashtag #MsScrapBusters when you make these darling little journaling cards, so that I can find you and leave you some love. So either leave pictures or small little videos on our boutique group in Facebook, or if you make a YouTube video, make sure to just put #MScrapBusters, the hashtag #MScrapBusters in your title. That helps me to find you very easily. I am behind on getting love out, but I love y'all, and I thank y'all so much for following along with my weekly challenge. I love using up scraps, and I love seeing how it inspires you to use up your scraps and not buy new. So even though I'm all about y'all buying stuff, I am an enabler when it comes to that. And, you know, we have ScrapbookingwithME.com that we love for you to purchase things at. So anyway, here is how these beautiful journaling cards come about. Here's your little still shot, and then I will go into the whole process. Thanks, y'all. So for mine, I started out with, I like to limit myself when it comes to my Scrapbuster videos and projects. So with this, I limited myself to 6 punches. Now you can do as many as you would like, but I limited myself to that. You can also use die cuts, run them through your Big Shot machine or whatever die cutting machine you have. You can get your Cricut to cut out some shapes for you and just leave the edges around like this, however you would like to make yours. But I just limited myself to paper punches and 6 of them. So this is what I started with. So I just punched the papers, and some of this is coffee or tea stain paper, and some of it is craft paper. I just made mine as plain as possible because, you know, you're going to be Sorry, Aaron's in the background doing something, eating lunch or cleaning or something. I'm not going to complain. I'm just apologizing for the extra noise because the washing machine and the dishwasher are both going right now. So, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's getting done. So anyway, I just picked some more of my plainer papers and cardstocks that I have in my scrap pile. And then, you know, I will back it with some prettier papers. But I just find a spot maybe in the middle, as far down in the punch as I possibly can get, and then pull it out, and there is your hole started, and you can cut this down as far as you would like. I don't know of any journal card that I would want as big as this one, so I think I will trim this one down. And I think I'll leave a little bit at the bottom so I can decorate around that, but, you know, not too much. And then trim off some of these sides a little bit too, so that it can be a little more like the top. Oh yeah, I like that. Let's do just a teensy bit more off of that side to kind of even it up. So yep, that's how I started every one of mine. And then I will find a bigger piece of scrap for behind this, and then decorate behind the negative space, and then even decorate down here, maybe put something up like this. Well, you've already seen what I've done with it, but anyway, that's how you get started. So get out your paper punches or your die cuts or whatever, however you want to punch your pieces, and get those spaces done. And let's get to doing the peekaboo part of this project. So with your papers, if you have some that are ink dyed, you might want to pick which side you want as your front. So this one has a little bit more character, so I will use this as my front. So I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to start doing the peekaboo stuff for this. And you can do it at any angle you would like, straight across if you would like, or, you know, however you want to do your scrap pieces back behind it. But I'm just going to go around lightly my little negative space there, and just start putting on strips of paper all through it. And you can tear the paper, you can leave it as is, but just kind of get a little bit going over, so it's kind of going back to how we did last week's, but just a little bit different, since this is not going to be on the front side of our projects, it's going to be on the back side of our projects. So I'm just going along through there, putting just a little bead of glue, and I put that one on backwards. Oh well. I'm not too concerned about how everything looks. I'm going to pull that one down and try to use a little bit more of that one on something else, because I like the back side of that one too. I'm not too concerned about how I lay everything down. It's going to work itself out. You just need pieces that are as long as your opening. So like that piece is so pretty. I think I will tear that one down and add it along there. And then maybe this piece to cover the rest. And then if you have glue that's too far down on here, just wipe it away, because this is the back side, so you'll be fine with wiping it away and not worrying about, you know, that it's going to be seen, because it's not. It's going to be on the back side. So I'm going to get my rag, wipe that away, turn it over, mop off my mat. So I went in like a diagonal pattern on this one, and I'm just going to go along, turning it over and going along what I've already got cut as far as my tea stain paper goes. And these little giblets, they're really not big enough to use again. Throw them away. I said that last week, and somebody commented under it and said, "Thank you so much for telling us to put it in the garbage." Sometimes we need to be reminded of that. So I'm going to get my walnut stain and try to dip into the lid. Please tell me y'all have done that before. And then you can round your corners, whatever you would like to do. I did not ink my scraps. That's just going to take entirely too long, and I want this to be a quick and easy project for you to use up some of your scraps. So no inking of this. If you want to run, if you've got a piece that's a little too bright for you, if you want to run that along there, if you want to run your blender tool along the edges of your negative space, just be easy, because like with this one, this is a scalloped circle, and if I go around it too harshly, it's going to start picking up that. Okay, so then I'm going to go into my bigger box of scraps that I showed y'all a couple of videos back, and I'm going to make a piece to go behind this, and then we're going to decorate up all of it. So I have this piece, and I really like these little arrows down here, so I think I'm going to line that up somehow. It needs a little bit taken off of the width, so let's come on this side, take off a little bit, see how that looks. Oh yes, much better. And then we're just going to kind of eyeball it and take off what we need toward the bottom. And these do not have to be exactly the same as far as the space you have on the top and bottom. You can, look, a new piece for my small. My small scrap bowl, yay! They don't have to be the exact same. You can leave a little bit extra down here for more decorating, or even writing on the fronts of it if you want to. I think on this, let's see, yeah, let's just round those offensive corners, as Julie from Camellia Craft Design says. Straight edges offend her. So let's just round those corners. There we go. And let's ink this. I love this walnut stain ink. It gives just enough of that distressed look without giving too much of an orangey feel to it. Not a big orange fan. That's so pretty. Okay, so you can, if you wanted to, you could just glue down the edges, 3 edges, and make a little tuck, but I think with all of that, you might end up having some resistance. So I'm just putting all sides down on mine. And all over the back. And then get that put down right in the center, or as close to center as possible. Remember, your paper crafts are handmade, so they do not have to be perfection. It took me a long time to realize that and understand that I have my own style. It doesn't have to be everybody's cup of tea. Why in the world I got off on that little rabbit trail, I have no clue. Let's do let's do a little bit of stamping. Now, you do not have to do any stamping at all, but look at that Paris. I love that. Let's do it in tea stain. Or not tea stain, great goodness. Vintage photo. Alright, just Paris. And I'm not even going to get out a stamp block. Even though I do have a stamp block that is as big as this, but not even going to worry about that. I'm just going to stamp that on there, and I'm not even caring if it's straight or not. I mean, my goodness, that is cute. I really like that. Okay, let's put that up, and I'm going to go ahead and wipe off. I'm going to be a good person and wipe off my stamp right after I use it, which is usually not a thing that I do. Let's look in our little scrappy pile of circles that we've cut out and just waiting to use. That one's a little too big. Let's look at these little tiny ones. Ooh, I like that one. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so I went way back into the archives of my die cuts and found an old Planner Society die cut that, look at that, it looks so good up against that. It looks a little better than that circle, so I'm going to take that away, and then I'm going to ink the edges of this and add that onto the edge of my punched place, like so. And then I'm going to get my little Wink of Stella marker, and I think this one is, it's some kind of brown, it's not gold. Oh well, the color's not on there anymore. But I'm going to go along, like if you wanted to stitch around some of these before you added them to the actual card, that would be so cute. But I'm just going to do a little bit of faux stitching around the edge and see how that looks. I think we might be good and decorated. We can go on to the next one. But I just love how these look, and the fact that you can use all of your scraps and those paper punches that you have long forgot about in your closet. I just love that. Very cute. You could even add little doodles around your punched piece just for some extra little, yep, that's cute. So there's the first one done. If you want to do your punching on something other than brown, of course you can. I just had an abundance of craft color and coffee dyed colors to punch mine out. You could even add your piece that you punched to the journal card if you wanted to, or just use this, save this and use it for another project. Now, not to say that you have to use strips of scraps on every one of them, like this beautiful paper that we had left over from that one that we made. I have this one that has the floral punch out. I thought that would be gorgeous back behind that. So I'm just going to use my scissors and cut right along the top here. And I can use this in my little scrap pile here. Strip of scrap. And then come along here and figure out I can go up underneath this far. And I'm just going to cut down and then put it back on. And then I'm going to cut here. Just making sure that all of that is going to be seen through the flower punch out and not seen around the edges of it. Look at that, how pretty. Okay, so I'm going to use my vintage. Am I going to use let's use this forest moss. Just something different. And I'm going to ink my cutout and just try my best not to damage any of the little points that I got from that negative space when I punched it. Oh yeah, that's good. And with it being a flower, that whoop, forest moss shows up really good. And this will be a nice springy look. I like that. Then once I get this on, it will sure that up just a little bit, and then I can ink the rest of the edges. But I just love how that looks. Let's go ahead and get that glued down. I'm just going to put glue on all the edges of this little scrap piece that we're putting back behind the opening. So I got that put on, so pretty. And I'm going to ink the edges of this and then put a nice pretty green pattern paper behind this. And this one will be kind of square, as those other ones that I've already made have been rectangle shape. That is so pretty. It brings out the green that's on the inside there. And I'm just going to kind of mark where I need to trim this. No measuring. Let's just willy-nilly mark. That's best, I think. And get out our trimmer. Do our first little cut. And then our next cut. Oop, this way. Yep, it's not perfectly square, so I need to make sure of which way to do that. Oh, yeah, I like that one. And then the back, you could always cover it up with some ink dyed paper if you wanted to. Let's go around the edges of this. Put that right in the middle. I didn't round the corners of this one. I like the way it looks. I like the squareness of it. I'll wipe off my excess glue. Oh yeah, I like how that one looks. I like the look of the one piece in the back with that pattern to it. And I know a lot of your scraps are not going to be that big, so you wouldn't be able to do that. You'd have to do the strips that I did earlier. But when I saw that floral print, I thought that would be so pretty in the background of that floral punch. I love that. Okay, now what do we need to add around the edges? I think maybe we don't use bling a lot, but I think we could use a couple of pieces of bling on this one, and it wouldn't make it stand out too awful much. Let's find some with some green in it. Looky here, little green pearls in my stash of bling. If I can throw all that away, we're almost done with this one. Let's put just a couple here, and then one up top. Ooh, I like how delicate this one looks. Very pretty. I like that. Let's move one of these a little bit. Let's not get it too uniform. Here we go. And up some, maybe. Everywhere I turn, move them, they're exactly the same. Space apart. Oh well, I'm just going to leave it like that. Very cute. So this one could be a little more plain, and you could add some more decoration to it once you get it added into whatever journal you're wanting to add it into. I like the simplicity of that one. I don't want to add anything else to that one. Maybe just a little extra inking on these other two corners. Yep. I like that one just as is. That one would be so pretty in a journal. You could even add this to the corner of a page and make it a little tuck to slide things in like that. Very pretty. Yay, another one done. With this one, I have this border punch that punches like the notebook edges. I tore this paper first and then did my notebook punching on the edge. And what I'm going to do is get my scissors and do just a little punch with my scissors there. And then I'm going to tear the middle out. And I want to do this same Peekaboo scrap pattern as I did there, but through this torn window that I make. I don't want to go too close to any of the edges, but I do want it to look raw and, you know, hand done, and that definitely does. I think I'm going to try to go a little straighter across on that part. Okay, I like that. And you can keep that, because it's a little bigger, you can keep that in your scrap bowl. Okay, so I have that, and I am going to ink the edges of my opening I just tore with the walnut stain. Love this. And then when I go to inking that notebook edge, I love how that looks too. I don't use my paper punches as much as I should, but look at that, how good that looks when you ink a notebook edge. I just love that. And then I'll go all around, and then I'll just need, you know, a little matte piece, scrap piece to go behind this, and I think I'll just do straight edge on it. And since this one's all torn on all the edges, I'll do a straight bit behind it, and that looks so good after it is inked. Love that. When you're putting your papers on the back side, so I want this to be on the right side of my journal card, so I'm going to flip this over. And when you're putting your papers on your Peekaboo window, that's punched out or torn out like this one. You can do any kind of design. Like I said earlier, you can just go at a slant all the way down. This one, I'm going to do like triangle pattern and just alternate to each side and see what that looks like. So I'm going to get my glue. This is just the easiest way I have found to do this, is to just do myself a little trail all the way around and just start adding these on. And then I'm going to get a little strip of some kind, and I'm going to go across this because I know I'll be covering that up, and just do that. And I think I'll trim that off because I'll be able to use some more of that. And then maybe a skinny, no, I need a fat strip on this side, and then I'll do a skinny strip on this other side. So let's get, look here. Here we go. Ooh, I like that one. So let's put that down on this side, like so. And I like doing this kind of back and forth, because you just never know how it's going to turn out until you flip it over. And that's the fun of this, to me anyway. Okay, and then I'm going to trim that off because I'll be able to use some more of that. That's some pretty paper too, so that's why I'm doing that. And then let's trim this and add some. So we're just kind of doing TP style. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And just letting some of it peekaboo and the rest of it is layered back behind this. Let's add a piece of this. This is pretty. Let's do a wider piece. And just go around and making sure that it's going to stick down good. I'll need to come across here some. You can always go back and add more glue if you need to any of the little sections. I've had this forever. So let's add some of that. Just needing to use it all up. Okay, that one barely fit. Let's pull that down just a little bit so the edge is not peeking out in our window on the front. And here's some more book page. Let's trim that one down the middle like that. Here we go. And make sure that the writing is the right way up, because it's going to go at a slant, so that's going to drive me a little nuts anyway. So let's make sure that it's right way up as far as the wording anyway. Okay, let's do this little strip here, and I want to do this one like so. Figure out where I need that glue. Okay. Oh, I'm loving this one. Who knows what it's going to look like when I get it turned over, though, you know. Oh, let's use some of this butterfly paper here. And I think I want to do that one like that. So I need glue here and then here. Okay, and then I think I will use this toward the bottom, the opposite side of it. That's the cool thing about double-sided paper. Let's see. Let's get this green polka dot here, a little skinny strip of it, and let's add it like so. Just make sure you don't see anything here. You've got everything covered up, so I need to pull this one up just a tad. There we go. And let's just do a little bit of book page on this side here. Let's go a little more up and down like that. There. And then, do we want to just cover all of that? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we're going to go here and here, cover that up. Okay, and then wipe off any of my excess glue I see. And there was quite a bit on that one. And let's turn it over and wipe off the yuck I got on my mat. I should have my sticky or my non-stick messy mat up here, but I just didn't. Okay, cute. I really can't tell about it until I cut off the excess. Now, you're cutting around torn edges, so cutting off the excess might be a little tricky with your torn edged ones since they're not a straight edge, but you can always, you know, kind of go up under that lip a little bit and trim out so it doesn't show on the front side. So here I would trim under the lip, and then here I'll need to do that too under my notebook pieces, notebook edged piece, and then making sure none of that is stuck up under that when I'm cutting. I do have some glue under that I'll need to remedy maybe. Okay, got all of that trimmed off. That's cute. I like that. Okay, you can't see any of the edges through here and no empty places on the edges there. I'm going to kind of dirty up my papers a little bit. I really like that. So you have this little window, and I think I might add a word label maybe across here or something, but let's go ahead and get a paper to go back behind this. Look at this paper, how pretty. I like that. Let's add, yep, let's do that and trim off. We can use those flowers on something else down the road. That is so pretty. Let's trim off here and then trim off our edge. Oh my, that's so pretty. But I like that edge a little bit better with this paper. So let's trim off. Is that enough? Nope. Let's go a little deeper. Trim off that edge. Oh, that's pretty. I can use that on one of my other ones. Okay. Let's see if we... Oh, yeah. I've got it upside down. I got that paper upside down. I was about to say, okay, I put a butterfly on upside down. No, you didn't. You want this on the right side. So pretty. I love that. I'm going to round the edges of this and ink it with my walnut stain. And with this video, I did it a little bit differently. Kind of showed you the finished products up front, things that I did up front that I was going to show you how to make. So I'm making just a couple of examples, and then you know how it all comes together. Then you're just seeing how I decorated the other ones. Just thought I would do my video just a little different this time around, and I like being able to show y'all all of the stuff up front. So, you know, some people like to have a prototype in the very beginning, some people don't care. So, you know, maybe I'm just pleasing multiple groups of people with this video. Not that that matters to me, being in the in crowd as far as anything goes, but I like making people happy, and I like that people like my videos, so if that helps anybody, grand. Okay, glue that down. I really love that window. And it's so busy as it is that, I mean, you really don't have to add anything. But I do think that I can find some kind of die cut maybe to go up the edge here and then have a word label. Surely I can find something. And then look at the back side of that paper. That is just good as is and doesn't need anything. And there can be all kinds of journaling done on this one. It wouldn't even have to be glued into the journal if you didn't want to. You could put this in a pocket. It's so pretty. I love that. Okay, let's find something to put on here and decorate. I like that, and I know that you're going, okay, you just added all of that paper and now you're going to cover it up. But these are washi stickers, so they're pretty transparent. So I think I will be okay now to just get the backing off of this sucker. This is the thing that it's like the bane of my existence, trying to get the backing off so I can get it stuck down on my projects, and I have to just bend and bend and bend until it lets go of the backing. I know I'm not the only one that struggles with that. Okay, take that off. And then layer it where I want it. Start it all the way to the edge. Oh yeah, see, you can still see that in the background, and I'm going to trim off that excess. I'm not going to fold it over because this might be one that I have just in a pocket somewhere. And then let's find a word label. I'm going to cut out one of these rose tickets from My Porch Prints. Maybe one that doesn't have a prominent rose on it. I like this one with the black writing in it, so I'm going to trim that one out. I like the look of that one. So I think I will just add this one down here, and I like this kindness. This is out of one of the Tim Holtz word label sticker books, and I think I will do it like that. Let's ink this and put it down, and then add our little kindness sticker to the edge of it. Let's kind of get it straight, if at all possible. And then I like the contrast of that. I'm not going to ink that one. And just let it hang over just slightly off of that. Cute. I really like that one. Yes. So anyway, that is how these came together, and I will show you all of the ones that I finished in still shots at the end, even though you've seen most of them at the beginning. But I'll show you all of them that I finished. Y'all have a great day. I can't wait to see your Peekaboo punch art. Make sure to hashtag me M's Scrap Busters so that I can find you and leave you some love. Y'all have a great day. I will see you in the next video. God bless. Love you guys. Bye.